Comedian panellists. I brought in comics because I want to give it a lighter edge, and also they work for less. See you there.
Hi there, it's Stephen and Anne.
At breakfast from 6 a.m, you'll always be caught up with everything you need to know, the latest headlines, opinions and debates.
We'll bring you the good news and the bad, but most of all, we're here for you.
Remember, send in your views and let us know what you would like us to talk about.
That's because we're your news channel. And every morning at 6 a.m, it's breakfast on GB News.
I'm Dan Wootton. Join me Monday to Thursday from 9 to 11 for the feistiest and most fun news debate on TV, where free speech reigns. I'll bring you a sharp take on the day's biggest stories, bombshell newsmaker interviews, and A-list guests. And I guarantee you, no spin, no bias, no censorship, and no reason to go to bed. That's Dan Wootton Tonight, Monday to Thursdays from 9 on GB News.
Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. I'm Tatiana Sanchez in the GB newsroom. Two men who were arrested on suspicion of murdering Olivia Pratt-Korbel in Liverpool have been released on bail. The 9-year-old was killed by a gunman in her home on Monday. One of the men who was questioned has been recalled to prison after breaching the terms of his licence. Police have also renewed their appeal for more information, urging the public to come forward so they can bring those responsible to justice. The Chancellor has acknowledged middle-income earners and the most vulnerable face hardship over the coming months. Nadeem Zahawi says he's concerned about people who aren't on benefits, telling the Daily Telegraph those earning around £45,000 a year may also need government support. It's after Ofgem announced an 80% hike in the energy price cap. The Met Police will be investigated following the death of a man in Kingston in southwest London. Officers were in the process of making an arrest following an allegation of theft when he entered the River Thames last night. His body was recovered 2 hours later. Police say he wasn't in handcuffs. The incident has been referred to the Independent Office for Police Conduct. 3 years after he was killed in a crash, the family of Harry Dunn say they miss him terribly. A memorial ride has been staged at the US Embassy in London to mark the anniversary of his death. The 19-year-old was killed when his motorbike collided with a car, which was allegedly being driven on the wrong side of the road. American Anne Sekulis was charged with causing death by dangerous driving, but she was allowed to leave the country because she had diplomatic immunity. And a car once owned by Princess Diana has sold at auction for £650,000. The black Ford Escort RS Turbo, which was driven by the royal between 1985 and 1988, was initially expected to fetch around £100,000. Silverstone Auctions says the RS Turbo Series 1 was usually made in white, but the royal family police guard asked for Diana's to be painted black for reasons of discretion. NASA is launching a new mission to put humans back on the moon. The first test flight of the Artemis program on Monday will be unmanned, but astronauts are scheduled to be on board in 2024. The eventual aim is to build a base camp on the moon where people can live and work. TV online and DAB Plus radio, this is GB News. We'll have more news at the top of the next hour. Looking ahead to tomorrow's weather, and the UK is looking dry with sunny spells, though rain will continue across the northwest of the country. Let's take a look at the details. Mostly cloudy across northern Scotland this Sunday morning, with the risk of some light rain or drizzle in places. Temperatures around 13 degrees Celsius with light winds for all. A rather cloudy start across Northern Ireland, still some lingering rain towards the north and the west, best of the sunshine towards the southeast. Any mist patches will soon clear to leave a dry and sunny morning across northern England, some cloud drifting through on a light breeze. A dry start across North Wales and the Liverpool Bay area this Sunday morning, with any mist or fog patches soon clearing. Plenty of sunny spells through the morning, feeling pleasant with light winds. Morning mist or fog patches will soon clear across the East Midlands to leave a fine day. Plenty of sunny spells and light winds. Temperatures will be around 14 Celsius at 7 o'clock. The risk of a few light showers first thing on Sunday morning across East Anglia, but plenty of sunny spells too. Temperatures will start the day at around 15 Celsius. A dry and bright start to Sunday morning across southern parts of England. Any mist or fog patches will soon clear. Temperatures around 15 degrees Celsius with light winds. Most places will be dry as we head towards the afternoon, rain continuing for some across the northwest. And that is how the weather is shaping up during tomorrow morning.
Hello and welcome to Ministry of Offence, the show that is as badly behaved as a prince. Thankfully, I mean Louis, not Andrew. I'm your host, Stephen Allen, and I'm going to start with a quick recap of the news you might have missed. This week saw Boris's last appearance at the Dispatch box, during which he described Keir Starmer as a plastic bollard, which is hardly fair. Surely the whole point of a bollard is that you'd notice them. We have two candidates for PM. There's Liz Truss, who says that if she gets into number 10, she won't have time to change the wallpaper. Wow, that is self-awareness for you. Even she realises she won't be there for long. Apparently, Boris was so bombarded with letters calling him untrustworthy and useless, he momentarily thought it must be Father's Day. The British government was brought down by a sex scandal that, in a surprise twist, wasn't Boris's, but a gropey chief whip called Chris Pincher. Reports that Boris referred to him as Pincher by name, Pincher by nature, have been strongly denied by three of Boris's other spokesmen, Gavin Groomer, Alex Arslapper and Nancy Nick. I don't blame Keir Starmer for using this week to announce his plans for Brexit. At least with what's happening at number 10, he's got an excuse for no one listening. Prince William blocked Prince Andrew from going to the Order of the Garter ceremony this week. Yet another no-show for the disgraced prince. He missed the Jubilee after being struck down with coronavirus. The Queen wants to keep her strength up for what's believed to be her favourite Jubilee event, the snubbing of the Meghan. Comedian Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage by an audience member at the Hollywood Bowl. There were gasps from the crowd as LAPD officers took to the stage to help a black man. Chappelle was just wrapping up the show, which suggests the attacker was both committed and thrifty. I'm going to get this guy, but only after I've had my money's worth. Donald Trump's Florida home was raided this week. Agents even broke into his safe, apparently after a lucky guess revealed the passcode to be T-R-M-M-P. The FBI knocked on the door and asked if it was OK to grab some boxers, and Donald said, yes, as long as you're famous. Boris and Carrie went on a luxury mini-moon in Slovenia. It was a tricky start to the holiday. Boris nearly went on his own as there was a misunderstanding when the budget airline said he couldn't take his carry-on. Reports revealed that Keir Starmer broke parliamentary guidelines 8 times. But they were all minor and no action was needed, which ironically is Keir's mission statement. This in the same week that former Labour PM and longtime bagpuss impersonator Gordon Brown called for an emergency budget. Did you hear that, Keir? You're being out-charismaed by Gordon Brown. It's like losing a game of scissor, paper, stones to Abu Hamza. And that's your weekly roundup. Time to get on with the show. Each week, the teams pick a video that has caught their eye. It could be political, it could just be something that they find weird or amusing. I will decide which video is more point-worthy. OK, well, Diane, what have you got for us?
Well, we've got the gift that keeps on giving, Nadine Dorries. Oh, yes, she's coming back. It's a difficult second album, but here she is.
You know, we know just now that the Conservative Party donors have said themselves that they aren't going to support the party if the Prime Minister is removed. I think a number of MPs in marginal seats need to hear that and need to understand what they're doing. £80 million those donors have donated to the Conservative Party over recent times. It's those donors that have helped us to win the election, and they need to hear that message.
An act active minister admitting to bribery by the donors of the political party. She's got more leaks than a Welsh leak festival. This woman, she just spills secrets. She can't keep anything to herself. I'm surprised she hasn't been left on a bus with all the other official secret documents.
Yeah, I think about Nadine Dorries is we always worry that there's not enough honesty in politics, and then she knocks it out the park, doesn't she? Because she goes, what you need to realise is donors get you elected. Well, I thought it was voters. Well, I've got it completely wrong all along.
On to our next video. This one's yours, Nick. What's caught your eye this week?
Oh, yes, thanks for asking, Steve. This is a very important video that could save your life.
Let's take a look.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why, just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do? There are 3 important steps that I want you to remember. Step 1, get inside fast. Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows. Step 3, stay tuned. Follow media for more information. Don't forget to sign up for Notify NYC for official alerts and updates. And don't go outside until officials say it's safe. All right? You've got this.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Stay inside and watch TV. It's how I live my life anyway.
Yeah, I'm reassured. I don't know about you. It's a very weird video. From the start, I don't like when she goes, don't ask me how or why. OK, we've got the plans. You don't need to know. It's very weird. She doesn't tell you how. Unless it's like Joe Biden has just pressed the button by accident or something. I don't know if that's... And then at the end, she goes, you've got this. That's my favourite bit. It's like, you go, girl. Yes, queen. Do you know what I mean? It's the nuclear apocalypse. Get your hazmat suit and start eating that roadkill. You've got it. You know what I mean?
There'll be another one coming out in Texas where they'll be like, now make sure you've got your guns and your bullets. Don't you worry about food and water. If you've got guns and bullets, you can get the food and water later on.
It's weird. Warning things broadcast in the 80s when the Chernobyl cloud came over. I don't know if you remember this, but it came right over Scotland. Weird adverts on TV and on the radio saying, like, don't drink rainwater. And it just showed, what the English government thought of Scottish people. That's ridiculous. We've got taps. We're not just running around on all fours naked, drinking from puddles.
We have a plastic surgeon on TikTok talking about what changes she would make to a Stranger Things actress's face.
Let's take a look.
So, if I was Natalia's injector, this is what I would do. We'd start by treating those masseters, and we all know how much I love treating masseters to help slim the face. Next, I would actually add a little bit of chin filler just to help fill out her chin and make her whole face more of like a heart-shaped. Next, I would add a little bit to the lips, just a little bit, nothing crazy, just a nice pout. And then we'd get in there and do a little bit of Botox. I'd give her a nice brow lift to help open up her eyes. And to top it off, we'd start working with some Sculptra. She does seem to have more thin skin, and we want to prevent that from getting thinner and create more collagen. All right, let's see what the final product would give us. Ta-da! All right, how do we like my Photoshop skills? As we can tell, her jaw is slimmer, her chin is more pointy, and her eyebrows are more lifted, and gotta love that pout.
Wow.
I find this incredibly insulting that she's trying to make such a beautiful woman, Natalia Dyer, look like everybody else.
Oh, I would treat the masseters. You know how I love treating those masseters. Yeah, we all love treating the masseters.
Yes, the masseters are a quadrangular muscle which connects from the zygomatic arch and it connects to the mandibular ramus, and it's a very powerful muscle. It's used in chewing, but let's forget that and just inject it full of Botox, which, let's remember, is actually a neurotoxin found in the intestinal tract of animals.
I feel like if that's her job, I don't know.
Right, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that, Josh?
Yeah, why do you hate that?
Her
Do you want to come on our team, Josh?
Controversially, I say good luck to her, OK? She's a lot less terrifying than Father O'Brien, who gave me my first Holy Communion in 1983.
I think it's good to see the church keeping up with the tradition of inappropriate sexual behaviour in front of children. But if there's one institution you'd want to stay a bit of a stick in the mud, you know, a bit fuddy-duddy, surely it's the church.
Can I just say, this has made Songs of Praise a lot more entertaining. It's like they've got to show it at like midnight now. It's so raunchy.
Why are all drags queens? There's no princesses.
You get
princes.
Drag kings.
Doctors.
You get drag kings.
What's a drag king?
It's a woman that dresses up as a man.
They're paid less. So
that's a myth.
This is Russia. Delicious cuisine. Beautiful women. Cheap gas. Rich history. World-famous literature. Unique architecture. Traditional values. Christianity. No cancel culture. Economy that can withstand thousands of sanctions. Time to move to Russia. Don't delay. Winter is coming.
End on a threat.
Yeah, or either that or a new season of Game of Thrones. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I mean, they say there's no cancel culture, but that's very much dependent on if you say anything about the Russian government or the war in Ukraine. Also, they say they've got beautiful women, then they show a couple of 6-year-olds. Are they going after, you know, left-wing people? People who work for the BBC? Grooming gangs? It's bizarre.
That video looks like they're trolling us.
They are.
I mean, that's a joke. I mean, it makes me think when I might move to Russia, they've got a sense of humour. I quite liked it.
Yeah, because I mean, they got a sense of humour till you get there and you crack a joke.
And they do want people like me sort of locked up for being gay.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that. Like, I've got a lot of internalised homophobia.
You'd love it in prison.
There's a lot of advantages.
Actually, yeah, doesn't it?
You know, sort of Burning Men. Anyway.
I think we should be grateful that they sent us a video as like their tourism enticement, because like their Ukrainian tourism campaign is basically to get all of Ukraine to move to Russia by becoming Russia. So it's a little bit more extreme.
So you think the war at the moment is extreme tourism?
Yes, it's a whole new thing.
Surprise, you're now on holiday in Russia.
Yeah, that's it. Like, look.
Moving on now to the next round, which is clickbait. Yes, in this round we give each of our teams some news stories and task them to come up with some headlines. In true tabloid style, these headlines need to be funny, punny or downright sensational, basically anything that's going to draw you in as clickbait. We're going to start with this story. There was a leak in the House of Commons this week, only this time it came from the ceiling. Parliament staff hurriedly placed buckets and blankets near the green benches. Monday afternoon's session was delayed by an hour due to water pouring down on the MPs. Thoughts on that one?
I would go with Parliament full of drips.
Thanks. Any thoughts over here?
I've got Boris kicks bucket.
Hey!
Douse of Commons. Douse because it's what? Fine, whatever. Whatever.
Or you could have said Douse of Westminster.
Oh, yes! Westminster!
And as the pedant, it's the Palace of Westminster and the Houses of Parliament.
Sorry, Steve.
We have to deduct points.
Let's make sure there's no fun here, guys.
How come there's a leak in there anyway? It hasn't rained in about
it's because
12 months.
They're so out of touch, they've managed to have a leak in a heat wave. That's what it is. It's the elites, guys. They're making their own weather.
The elites.
Nice.
A 74-year-old reverend in Northamptonshire is now on the sex offenders list after being caught thrusting into the nozzle of a Henry Hoover wearing nothing but a pair of stockings. John Jeffs was caught in church by a member of the public during a talk about Asperger's syndrome, but continued because he felt naughty. Any headlines?
The worst thing about this was it was a Henry Hoover. So, you know, as a man of the cloth, he's not even fulfilling his biblical obligation by having heterosexual sex with a household appliance. He should have found a Henrietta Hoover. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Henry the Hoover.
The worst thing about this story is they've not even left Henry the Hoover, poor Henry the Hoover, anonymous. Everyone knows who he is. There's a big black thing blocked out at the top, but not over the guy's eyes or his name. Oh, just...
You think if they'd have pixelated bits of his face, you'd be like, oh, they've done that to protect his
It could have been maybe a Dyson, we don't know, but now everyone knows.
Look at the expression on Henry's face.
Yeah,
I'm not sure he was an unwilling participant in this.
The thing is, I read the full article, and the defence lawyer actually said that he was doing this because he was trying to come to terms with the loss of his wife. And I suppose when your wife leaves you, that does create a vacuum.
What's the actual crime? Yeah. But what's the crime? It's not an animal. It's not. What's the crime?
It's not an animal.
No, it's not an animal. It's not human. It's the crime having sex with Henry the...
It's got a face.
Yeah, but is it... Yeah,
it's got a face. You can't have sex with someone with a face on it.
I've drawn a face on my hand loads of times.
Oh.
What's the crime? No, but like, is the crime that he got caught by someone else watching him, or is the actual crime it's illegal to have sex with a Henry the Hoover?
I mean, it might not be a crime, but it voids the warranty.
Well, why was he got...
Stonehenge has been illuminated with images of the Queen to mark the Platinum Jubilee. The projections on the ancient landmark include Her Majesty at the coronation in 1953, as well as pictures of her riding a horse and walking a beloved corgis in the 60s and the 1980s. Any thoughts on that?
Pointless, outdated, and ancient. Pick one.
I like how all your criticisms of the royal family are around them being old and being, you know, out of touch. And at least our royal family aren't elected. You elected Joe Biden.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah. That is excellent. Lovely.
About 3 music fans enjoyed that.
A plastic surgeon in Moscow is offering patriotic boob jobs for pro-war Russians. The silicone breast implants are decorated with either the Russian flag or a green camouflage design. One model said, "It will make me feel like a patriot, even if I don't have clothes on." What do you do with that?
The soldier will be looking at you being like, well, I can see most of them, but their breasts have disappeared.
What did you do in the war, Grandma? Da-da! I would call it collateral cleavage.
That's one of my favourite films.
You've got to admit, it's not the breast idea.
Oh. Headlines over here.
Black Nork down. Norks.
Not heard that word since the 90s.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Did you do double D-Day?
Hey!
The Hurt Knocker.
A drug dealer has been jailed for 6 years after police discovered almost £30,000 worth of cocaine hidden in a Deliveroo rucksack. Adam Stevenson was found with 685 grams of the Class A drug, as well as £25,000 in cash stuffed into a sock drawer. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I've got deliver. Woo! Because he's coked up. And happy to explain them all. Humble.
Lovely. Leo?
Instagram. He's like delivering it fast or something, and it's also some sort of...
See, now you're doing what you told me not to do 5 seconds ago.
I
The hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy
There's
that
an
bothers
urge.
me.
There's an urge to do it. What about backpack and crack?
Let's hand it over to this team. Any ideas?
Well, I did order a Coke.
Toward cocaine?
Apple employees are revolting against plans to return to the office 3 times a week after Tim Cook, Apple's CEO, proposed hybrid working. In an open letter, an anonymous group of staff known as Apple Together said needing to go to work 3 times a week would make Apple younger, whiter, more male-dominated and more able-bodied. And that move was driven by fear. What can you do with that?
It's a story about Apple turning against their employees, so it could be golden malicious.
Nice.
How about Steve No Jobs?
Yes.
If only you hadn't have died, that would have been so much stronger. You're really the victim of that guy's death.
These people sound Scottish to me. This desire, this incredible drive to go to any lengths to avoid going into a place of work and doing some work instead of just getting some money for free. That's so I think that's why it's called the MacBook.
Wow. Really? No, I just thought you got a clap for that. My job's one was better, but you're right. We're on the same team. You're
I
right.
love that you're competing with each
I know.
other. That's what. Because the right just drive themselves apart. We don't have to do anything.
We're Darwinist individualists, survival of the fittest.
Wonderful stuff. The boss of Greggs says that prices may go up by 10%, meaning the bakery's infamous sausage rolls are likely to leap to £1.50. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has pushed up global wheat prices, with costs jumping further as a result of India's export ban due to a heatwave hitting the country's crops. What can you do with that?
Armageddon.
Strong.
Greggs sausage swells at hot international action.
Greggs is baguetting expensive.
They cost an arm and a Greg.
Nice.
Hey.
On Mark Dolan tonight, we have a simple plan, which is to inform, stimulate and entertain in equal measure. It's all about getting your opinions on the national television airwaves. I love my viewer emails, mark@gbnews.uk. So do join me from 9 p.m. to midnight every Friday, Saturday and Sunday for big guests, big opinions and a big presenter. 6'5", don't you know? See you then on GB News.
Join my show Farage, 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And there you will get opinion, analysis, debate, and I'll cover stories that nobody else dares to touch. You've been cancelled. Join the club. Oh, my goodness me. And then for the last 15 minutes, talking pints. We're over a drink. We have a civilised conversation with someone. We very often disagree, but we do it in a grown-up way. Come and join me on Farage.
My name is Andrew Doyle. Join me every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for Free Speech Nation. This is a show where we address current affairs and news stories of the week with the help of two wonderful comedian panellists. I brought in comics because I want to give it a lighter edge, and also they work for less. See you there.
Hi there, it's Stephen and Anne.
At breakfast from 6 a.m, you'll always be caught up with everything you need to know, the latest headlines, opinions and debates.
We'll bring you the good news and the bad, but most of all, we're here for you.
Remember, send in your views and let us know what you would like us to talk about.
That's because we're your news channel. And every morning at 6 a.m, it's breakfast on GB News. I'm Dan Wootton. Join me Monday to Thursday from 9 to 11 for the feistiest and most fun news debate on TV, where free speech reigns. I'll bring you a sharp take on the day's biggest stories, bombshell newsmaker interviews, and A-list guests. And I guarantee you, no spin, no bias, no censorship, and no reason to go to bed. That's Dan Wootton Tonight, Monday to Thursdays from 9 on GB News.
Welcome back to Ministry of Offence, in a week where we saw Boris delivering his resignation speech in front of Nadine Dorries, Jacob Rees-Mogg and wife Carrie. Carrie was holding 7-month-old baby Romy and clutching a dummy. Eventually Nadine asked her to let go of her arm. In this round, one member from each team will take on the persona of a public relations specialist as they defend a public figure who's done something this week that was erroneous, fallacious, or just plain moronic. The right, you're up first. Who will you be spinning this week?
We'll be spinning Priti Patel.
Let's remind ourselves of the story.
Good evening, everybody, and I actually just want to start. Priti Patel, your racist policies are killing people. Your plans to send people seeking asylum to Rwanda
Spin that.
So that was demonstrators dressed as young Tories to infiltrate a Tory, some sort of Tory meeting. But they're all hypocrites. I bet they went home to their houses that had locks on the doors. People like these wet wipes are saying, oh, but they're fleeing persecution, they're refugees. It's like they're fleeing France.
They're fleeing the cheese ham. Yeah, what they're fleeing, isn't it?
What are they fleeing? Snooty waiters? Like dog poo on the pavement? Like the faint odour of garlic? It's a nonsense. People are complaining that Priti Patel wants to send them to Rwanda instead of Dundee or Middlesbrough or somewhere like that. But I don't know, Rwanda, I've seen photos of Rwanda. It looks pretty nice. There's sunshine, there's fresh food, there's lots of space. I think that's a bit of a bonus. I think we should just go to Calais with photos of Dundee, and that'll stop anybody risking their lives to get here.
Well, excellent work. Now it's over to the red team. Diane, you're up next. You'll be spinning Boris Johnson's changes to the ministerial code. Let's have a little reminder of this one.
Ministerial code in this country is very much central to upholding standards in public life. The Prime Minister is expected to adhere to it and enforce it. And yet, at this moment, on the week the Sue Gray report was released and the behaviour of those at the heart of government has very much been called into question.
Spin away.
OK. So Boris changed the rules, but he's not a fine print kind of guy, is he? That's not why we got Boris. We don't want somebody who reads all the rules and sticks by them. We want the big picture guy. The guy that you can wrap in a Union Jack, send him down a zip line, shove a firework up his bum, and then catapult him into Russia to negotiate things with a bottle of vodka. That's what we want in a Prime Minister. We all learn from our mistakes, right? So every time you make a mistake, you get smarter. So why should we make the Prime Minister resign? Because he's made so many mistakes. He's really smart now. He's so smart, he's changed the rules. Like at some point, he might even become self-aware.
He's created a level playing field because now we can all lie.
We can all lie.
Yay.
Nobody needs to follow the rules.
You can't defend him. Like he is literally, he's the man in charge of the rules, and he's changed the rules so he can't get into trouble. I mean, that's top-level gangster stuff.
You can't expect him to behave like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not
I
like
expect
us.
everyone to behave like me.
No, he can't.
I have high standards.
He's up there and you're way down there. All these rules, it just feels like Nazi Germany with all your rules.
Leo, who will you be spinning this week?
This week it's going to be Idrissa Gueye, who's a footballer who refused to wear a T-shirt that had a rainbow on it because it's gay.
Let's remind ourselves of that story.
What is clear from myself and the football club is that we are supporting Jake and we are fighting and we are against any kind of discrimination.
First of all, he's from a Muslim community in Senegal. Now, we all know it's amazing to be gay, and gay people are inherently great people, but not all cultures are the same, like Senegal or the north of England, right? I got called gay at school, not even gay, just for doing the wrong subjects. I did English, that was gay at my school. Honestly, I did music, that was gay, apparently. I did Stephen, that was, that was amazing. But the point is, imagine you're this guy. He's already called gay. It's his name. It's got to be tough, right? You're going to Senegal. You're going home trying to prove to everyone you're a rampant heterosexual, and you're wearing a rainbow shirt with the word gay literally written on it. It's tough to explain. The point is, the French authorities have written to him. They've said that, oh, you can't be against this. You're not allowed to have your own opinion. And it's completely ridiculous because the World Cup is about to be held in Qatar, where it's illegal to be gay. So, you know, and rainbow flags will be banned from stadiums. Now, obviously, on the right-wing team, I approve of that because, you know, what those people do is dirty and wrong. But the point is that it's inconsistent, and that's another problem.
As Nick said, it's ridiculous. Cultural imperialism. That's not how you change people's minds. Oh, hold him down, rub glitter in his eyes. Oh, make him watch Eurovision on a loop. Make him wear roller skates. This is not how you...
roller skates?
Yeah.
Are they gay?
I think so, yeah. It's like getting a gay guy and, like, forcing him to listen to Oasis.
Diane and Stephen, you will be defending the woke West End.
But I just think this argument that, you know, theatre's got too woke and going, well, you know, there's a gay Prince Charming in Cinderella, which is ruining the story. And, since Shakespearean times, men would play women. No one came out of that going, well, it's non-binary gone mad. That was just literally how it worked. Because the whole premise of a musical is it's not realistic. Something happens, person bursts into song. If you were at the bus stop or in a newsagent and someone started singing, they just get sectioned. Okay, and they're not designed to fit into normal society.
I don't think that's true.
Well, with the exception of Diane, the thing about it is Andrew Lloyd Webber's show did close early, and so there has been some good side to this.
And it's time for our next round, Lie Detector. Our teams are shown some newspaper stories from this week and they must decide which parts of each story are true and which are false. So it's fingers on buzzers. Can you spot the lie in this first story? Toy maker Lego has launched a build-your-own Queen set in honour of the monarch's 96th birthday and Platinum Jubilee. Whilst most people were delighted at the prospect of a Lego Queen, other people said she looked too boxy. Any lies in there?
It's actually a build-your-own Prince Andrew, so that kids can finally have a chance to play with him.
Ukraine's Eurovision winners Kalush Orchestra have sold the trophy for $900,000 in a Facebook auction to raise enough money to build a venue to hold the ceremony next year. They plan to host the competition in the frontline city of Kharkiv, just 30 miles from the Russian border. What are your lies in there?
I think the money is actually to buy ammunition, which is a nice change because America's funded the whole war. They're $1.3 trillion. We don't mind. But the president then bitching about the tanks not showing up on time. You know what? It's not our war. So maybe finally they're going to buy their own bullets, which I like to see.
Well, I can tell you that Scott kind of got it right.
Thank you.
The cash will be used to buy drones for the Ukrainian army and their forces to fight the Russian troops.
Well, hi!
So it turns out that the 12 points that Germany gave Ukraine is the biggest contribution to the war effort they've done. Joe Biden goes gaga. Joe Biden has been spotted raising his hands and appearing confused after being ignored by a group who greeted pop sensation Lady Gaga instead. Gaga was invited to the White House by President Biden to promote the 12th anniversary of the launch of the Affordable Care Act. Anyone spot any lies in there?
Yeah, Joe Biden, everything was fine. He wasn't raising his hands and appearing confused. He's been a lifelong Gaga fan. He's one of the little monsters. And they go back decades. So it's a complete non-story. It's an attempt to make Biden look ridiculous and foolish, and I'm tired of this sort of thing, to be honest. He's doing his best.
The Church of England says it doesn't have a definition for the word God. The admission came in an official report, with one bishop quoted as saying, "The meaning of the word used to be self-evident, but it isn't now. A church project will now explore the so-called complexities of its relationship with God." All over the place. I think Josh, yeah?
It's not God, obviously. I think they don't have a definition of the word safeguarding. Or reporting, or whistleblowing, but for them it means something different.
I've never had to do this before. I need to turn over here for something less offensive.
It is that the Church of England says it doesn't have a definition for the word woman.
Is the correct answer.
And I am furious.
Why are you furious?
Because the whole oppression of women really starts with religion. Like, we're the ones who make all the bread. But do we get any of, the praise? No. At the very start of the Bible, God made woman, Eve, out of another bit of Adam, and then Eve eats the apple first, and Eve is blamed for everything.
You complained about being oppressed as a woman and then admitted that you're in the kitchen making all the bread.
Typical woman. That is...
Where would you like to go?
Just take me to the studio, please, mate. You know where you're going. I've got a show to do. Friday Night Feast on GBNews, 7 p.m. And it's like nothing you've ever seen before. We take a different angle on the week's biggest news stories. The viewers and listeners set me some absolutely mad challenges to do. We tried to rehome a rescue dog. And yes, there's some other wacky stuff in there as well. I feel like I could take on the world. Well, that's that. Friday Night Feast with me, Patrick Christie's, every Friday, 7 till 9 p.m. on GB News. Be there.
Join my show Farage, 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and there you will get opinion, analysis, debate, and I'll cover stories that nobody else dares to touch. You've been cancelled. Join the club. Oh my goodness me. And then for the last 15 minutes, talking pints. We're over a drink. We have a civilised conversation with someone. We very often disagree, but we do it in a grown-up way. Come and join me on Farage.
My name is Andrew Doyle. Join me every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for Free Speech Nation. This is a show where we address current affairs and news stories of the week with the help of two wonderful comedian panellists. I brought in comics because I want to give it a lighter edge, and also they work for less. See you there.
Hi there, it's Stephen and Anne.
At breakfast from 6 a.m, you'll always be caught up with everything you need to know, the latest headlines, opinions and debates.
We'll bring you the good news and the bad, but most of all, we're here for you.
Remember, send in your views and let us know what you would like us to talk about.
That's because we're your news channel. And every morning at 6 a.m, it's breakfast on GB News.
I'm Dan Wootton. Join me Monday to Thursday from 9 to 11 for the feistiest and most fun news debate on TV, where free speech reigns. I'll bring you a sharp take on the day's biggest stories, bombshell newsmaker interviews, and A-list guests. And I guarantee you, no spin, no bias, no censorship, and no reason to go to bed. That's Dan Wootton Tonight, Monday to Thursdays from 9 on GB News.
Welcome back to Ministry of Offence in a week where one of the world's biggest soap operas came to an end. The characters were cliches, the storylines unbelievable, and the sex scenes awkward as hell. But don't worry, they'll be back in Parliament after recess. Yes, this is Anti-Social Media, in which we take a look at online reactions to various world events and then ask our teams to guess who said what about whom. The teams will need to match each post to the event or celebrity who said it. Think of it as social media snap. Be seen within a mile of my daughters and I will nail your balls to the floor using your own front teeth. Do you get that?
Oh no, Leo, who have you annoyed?
Hey, they've got a hot daughter. What can I say? You know how MPs, they get their family on the payroll as secretaries or whatever, but a journalist had done some sort of research and found out that Nadine Dorries had hired her daughter, but her daughter lived like, you know, miles away or in a different country or something. He was investigating it, and Nadine Dorries just sent this to him and was like, I'm gonna nail your teeth to the floor, or whatever it is. Nail your scrotum to the floor. It was more painful.
Scrota.
Scroti. Yeah, so it's Nadine Dorries.
Let's take a look.
No!
Yes, it's Nadine Dorries again.
Yeah.
Oh!
I mean, she's proper badass gangster, isn't she?
Yeah.
This is why they call her Mad Nads.
I wonder which Butlins blank is still hired by.
Ooh.
Is it Louis Schaefer?
No, because I've never been hired.
Can I just make this point that this TV show is unique in UK comedy TV, in as much as you spend the best part of the beginning part of the show building up to some good laughs and some great ideas, and then the final part of the show is just a little knockback to remind you just how much you're hated by the general public. It's
1960s NASA scientist blank trips the multiverse between Babysham Glamourpuss blank and Feral Gorble's fist busker blank blank and blank, very adequate, keeping the seats warm for the inexorable final conflict, Jim Davison versus Ken Livingstone. Good luck. What's that about?
I think is that about this show? So you're the NASA scientist. Diane's obviously the baby sham glamour.
Hey!
I don't think we've had a bald, slightly overweight glamour puss before. Feral Gorbals fistbuster. That'd be me because Gorbals is in Glasgow.
It sounds about right. I can't see there seem to be two names at the bottom though.
I really don't want to be very adequate.
And you're achieving that, sir.
Please
You're achieving that.
So NASA scientist is Steve. Glamour Puss is Diane. Gorbals fistbusker is Leo. So that's me and Josh in the second line, keeping the seats warm for Jim Davison and Ken Livingstone. That's my final answer.
I think it's close enough. You've got to get the points. Let's see if you're right with this one. It's all of us except Simon. Blank is supposed to be a comedian. All I've heard on Blank so far is a middle-class Blank shouting at sports days.
Well,
Is that Diane?
why would it be me?
I don't know. It's the middle class. I think you're the one who makes the most effort.
But it might not be me. It could be Steve, because I don't shout at sports days, I don't think.
You think I'm a sports day shouter?
Well, you've got a child. You might go along and shout at a sports day and then regale us all with your story.
He's 3 months old. Why are you not running yet?
It's definitely one of us three.
I'm not middle class.
You saying we're not middle class?
Yeah.
In Scotland, I am middle class. I have shoes. I use cutlery. I have credit cards.
OK, if your guess is locked in, I can tell you the correct answer.
Oh!
Yep, it's Diane.
Well, this is very interesting because I'm a stepmom, not a mum. I tell you what, though, I'm very proud of my stepkids. So if I was at a sports day that they were at, I would be there screaming and yelling for her, going, knock her over! So I appreciate that tweet. Thank you. Namaste, Watsky. Namaste.
Blank's collars are all over the shop. I think the wardrobe guys are gradually trying to Harry Hill him.
That's you.
Yeah.
Your collar's tucked in. And Leo, I'm sorry to say this, but you do wear shirts that are a very soft material, so sometimes they do flutter somewhat.
All shirts are made out of soft material. I mean, what, you wearing a corrugated iron shirt?
Is this actually about us, or is it about somebody?
All I'm going to say is that it's a sign of a weak mind if you're not willing to starch a collar and a cuff to make sure that there's some proper force behind it.
Yes.
So it's you.
Steve, yeah.
Let's see if you're right.
Yay!
There we go.
Yep. It's me. I'm used to people not liking my material, but not this bit.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know the collars do match the cuffs. I'm also bald down there. I'll be asking rapid-fire questions based on the news of this week. Our teams will have to buzz in and be the fastest to answer to gain the points. So it's fingers on buzzers. According to Ruth Davidson, how did Boris Johnson describe his time as Foreign Secretary?
Was it badly and with a lot of unnecessary long words?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hard to translate.
No. Anyone else? He described it as like being in a steel condom. Apparently due to civil servants protecting him from making too many gaffes. A new book about the Trump presidency claims Trump asked why his generals couldn't be more like what?
Stormtroopers.
No.
Is it Taylor Swift?
Rome.
No, because she's, resilient, she's industrious, innovative, a powerful woman.
And she's not a salty mess, which I am over.
Who's the guy who did the Civil War?
Oh, Custer.
Yeah.
General Custer.
Custer.
Patton?
No.
Stalin.
Getting closer.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It was German generals, like in World War II.
Hitler.
Yep. He wanted more loyalty from his generals. A top general went on to explain to him that Hitler's generals tried to assassinate him 3 times. So maybe it wasn't a bad idea. What is Harry and Meghan's daughter Lillabet set to inherit?
If you've seen Suits, you know it's acting.
No.
Is it a sense of entitlement?
I feel that it is. Yeah. It's £410,000 worth of jewellery from Princess Diana and Meghan Markle. It doesn't give me the split as to which percentage comes from Diana and which comes from Markle.
How did they get it back off Paul Burrell?
What has Boots become the first chemist to do?
Is it hand grenades? They're going to be the first chemist selling hand grenades. And they're going to stop saying, is this for you, when you buy one. It's frankly embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah, and also it's hard to answer that question, because it's sort of for you, but also it's for other people.
They were the first chemists to laugh when you asked for anusol. I should know.
Anyone else know the answer? They are the first to deliver medical prescriptions via drones.
That's not scary.
What is the German city of Hanover banned in public buildings?
David Hasselhoff.
Probably.
Is it fists? So you can't have the Hanover fist.
No.
Bagpipes?
No, they should, though.
No, they should do. They shouldn't. Definitely no place indoors.
A well-known menace in Germany.
Yeah.
Actually, I know the answer.
Everywhere.
It's electricity or like hot stuff.
Hot showers, due to Russia's cuts in European gas supply.
How they got what? They have hot showers in their public buildings.
Have you ever showered in a library?
Straight.
I love a library shower. It's a shower.
Why are professors at Manchester Metropolitan University putting trigger warnings on certain medieval Christian texts?
Because everyone nowadays is a massive baby.
Is that your answer to all of the questions? You just first time you've actually said it out loud. Yeah, but maybe more detail.
May contain scenes of eyes being gouged out.
Even worse than that, it's because they contain some pretty graphic miracles. What has been discovered in a Chinese restaurant's courtyard?
Some British Museum artifacts.
A half-eaten bat?
Is it a wide range of foods not traditionally associated with China? They've got like steak and chips, egg and chips, they've got kebabs, pizza.
It's all mod cons these days, isn't it? No. It's 2 footprints of sauropod. It's a dinosaur dating back 10 million years.
Is it actually a sweet and sauropod?
What new training has been introduced to Gloucestershire police forces?
Is it that grooming gangs are actually bad?
Yeah, solving crimes.
Come on, don't be ridiculous. What has been named after David Attenborough?
Is it David Attenborough?
Yes, kind of, yeah.
A sex move where you watch people banging and then commentate over it. There you see him really going for it.
Very Blue Planet.
It was a fossil that they found in the woods, but it's a really, really old thing, and they've called it Plesiosaurus something Attenboroughii.
Might be a really, really old thing, but there's no need to speak about him like that. National treasure. 560-million-year-old fossil, the earliest known predator, named Aurora lumina attenboroughii.
There we go.
Yeah. Why is a beer glass going to fetch upwards of £10,000 at auction next week?
That's just the price of a pint of lager in London now.
Because it was the last pint glass used by Jesus before he was barred.
What, it's the Holy Grail?
Yeah, that one.
It's the beer glass that Keir Starmer used in Durham.
Is it half full with petrol?
It's because it belonged to Hitler.
Ooh.
Which new course will Texas State University College offer students the chance to study?
TikTok video management.
It's almost as pointless as that. Actually, no, TikTok would be a better degree to have.
French GCSE.
Anyone else?
A Harry Styles degree programme.
Is the correct answer. Why were police called to the World Athletic Championships?
Someone had done a runner.
The bar was set too high.
I feel like you're not taking this seriously.
There was a crime.
The official World Championship mascot's head had been stolen. What did a man from the Isle of Sheppey discover in his Frey Bentos this week?
Had they accidentally put something of nutritional value in there?
No.
Was it a golden ticket to the Frey Bentos factory?
I don't even know what Frey Bentos is.
It's a pie.
That's the most
you're
southern
so
posh thing you've ever said.
No one? I can tell you, it was a cow's tooth. Good source of calcium.
So I was kind of right.
Yeah.
Because that'll have more nutrition than what's usually in it.
I can't believe part of a cow was found in a Frey Bentos pie.
Where has the world's oldest brain been found?
In the world's oldest head.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Biden's brain?
It's in the remains of a 506 million year old three-eyed prawn. Ah, the old three-eyed prawn.
It's Joe Biden.
And the prawn was also found in a Frey Bentos pie as well.
What has sparked outrage at the front of a Glaswegian church?
Yeah.
Salad.
No, I know this. It's someone actually practicing Christianity.
Anyone else? It's a straight pride poster featuring a cartoon image of a man and a woman with 3 children, inscribed with the words, "Because you wouldn't be here without normal people."
I didn't even know any of our posters had reached Glasgow. That's nice.
Which public event in Hong Kong has been cancelled for the first time in 30 years?
The Tiananmen Square street party.
Public memorial for the Tiananmen Square. It's the right answer. And that is the end of the quickfire round. And that means, sadly, we've also reached the end of the show. Congratulations to our winning team, the Blue Team.
Come on. Victory.
To the winners, your prize is to go to a premiere with Tom Cruise. And the losers, you won't be going away empty-handed. You get to go to a premiere in with Kevin Spacey. Thanks to our team captains, Leo Kearse and Diane Spencer. I've been your host, Stephen Allen. We're off for a summer break while we'll be filming Ministry of Offence, the movie. Jason Statham is playing me, Ovs. Josh is being played by Jack Nicholson, and Leo is being played by Dean Gaffney. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, keep it offensive.
Looking ahead to tomorrow's weather, and the UK is looking dry with sunny spells, though rain will continue across the northwest of the country. Let's take a look at the details. Mostly cloudy across northern Scotland this Sunday morning, with the risk of some light rain or drizzle in places. Temperatures around 13 degrees Celsius with light winds for all. A rather cloudy start across Northern Ireland, still some lingering rain towards the north and the west, best of the sunshine towards the southeast. Any mist patches will soon clear to leave a dry and sunny morning across northern England, some cloud drifting through on a light breeze. A dry start across North Wales and the Liverpool Bay area this Sunday morning, with any mist or fog patches soon clearing. Plenty of sunny spells through the morning, feeling pleasant with light winds. Morning mist or fog patches will soon clear across the East Midlands to leave a fine day. Plenty of sunny spells and light winds. Temperatures will be around 14 Celsius at 7 o'clock. The risk of a few light showers first thing on Sunday morning across East Anglia, but plenty of sunny spells too. Temperatures will start the day at around 15 Celsius. A dry and bright start to Sunday morning across southern parts of England. Any mist or fog patches will soon clear. Temperatures around 15 degrees Celsius with light winds. Most places will be dry as we head towards the afternoon, rain continuing for some across the northwest. And that is how the weather is shaping up during tomorrow morning.
Start off your GB News Sunday with Stephen and Anne at breakfast from 6 a.m. At 10, join the political correction. From 12 till 6, it's Alistair, Darren and Nana. At 7, join Free Speech Nation for a laugh that won't be cancelled. At 9, it's Mark Dolan Tonight, followed by Headliners. That's Sunday on GB News.
Join my show Farage, 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and there you will get opinion, analysis, debate, and I'll cover stories that nobody else dares to touch.
You've been cancelled. Join the club.
Oh my goodness me. And then for the last 15 minutes, talking pints. We're over a drink. We have a civilised conversation with someone. We very often disagree, but we do it in a grown-up way. Come and join me on Farrow.
My name is Andrew Doyle. Join me every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for Free Speech Nation. This is a show where we address current affairs and news stories of the week with the help of two wonderful comedian panelists. I brought in comics because I want to give it a lighter edge, and also they work for less. See you there.
Hi there, it's Stephen and Anne.